First of all, their prices are based on market rate, but the market obviously changed because there's just less companies here. So because of that, rates have gone up, and because they see a higher potential fire risk, so therefore the prices are going to go up anyway. But when there's no one there to counterbalance that, then they can basically just charge whatever they see fit. Another reason home insurance prices have gone up is because in the last couple of years there have been a lot of losses for them, especially in Northern California. So because they've been giving away so much money, they have to get their money back somehow. And so the way to do that is to up the premium, get the price a little bit higher, and get their money back.
So after they're burned, then their premiums go even higher?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you're in a neighborhood where your home's caught fire, you better believe that the insurance company's like, guess what? We're dropping you or reassessing.
What's up guys，欢迎大家回到 Big Dub 频道，我是 OTA。那今天是我来美国的第16天，对，那我现在在这个 Tesla 的这个 Supercharger 充电当中，今天要离开 Henry 家，我今天要搬去 Downtown， 对，我找到一个新的住所，然后再加上有这台车，所以就现在就比较方便一点。今天还有一个很有趣的事情，大家前几天的时候有看过在 Las Vegas 的那个记者 Sunny， 虽然他是住在 Las Vegas， 但是他其实他的工作有时候也会被派回来 LA， 反正今天刚好 Sunny 回来加州，他有一个工作要做。那我昨天有问他说，你这次来加州是报什么新闻？我觉得是一个蛮有趣的啦，就是大家想要加州，大家可能第一个想到的都会是加州的这个森林大火，因为加州很干嘛，大家都知道加州很干，也不太容易下雨，所以加州的森林大火一直都是这个城市一个非常大的问题。然后他今天要报的新闻就是呢，有一些保险公司要搬离加州，因为政府不愿意将这个火灾纳入这个天灾的这个考量里面啦，就是说加州火灾的几率比其他城市高非常多嘛，所以自然来说在加州这边这个火灾的这个保险自然那个需求就比较高，但是因为需求比较高呢，那这个保险公司就不愿意再支出，加州的政府不愿意帮忙，所以保险公司也不愿意说，因为这个地方风险很高，那我干嘛在这边做生意？我在其他的地方，我在其他的城市，我在纽约我也可以继续接这种火灾的保险，那甚至这种情况也不会一直发生，也不会导致我们公司赔钱这样子。我自己也觉得这是一个蛮有趣的新闻，反正就是今天就是丹尼有跟我讲说，他可以带我去现场看一下。没错，今天是第15天，那我们就看看今天会发生什么事情，好不好？好，我们现在快到了。我们刚刚又走错了，对桑尼很抱歉，我们已经被这个特斯拉的导航误导第2次。大家就是来美国，如果租特斯拉要记得小心这个导航，要确认一下位置是不是对，因为他们美国有很多路都是一样的名称。好，我们现在快要到，我们等一下就看一下，看看他们在讲什么，好不好
？Florida is not the only state seeing insurance companies leave. California is having the same problem.
And Fox 35's Sunny Side joins us live today. So, Sunny, the weather is a big problem for people on both coasts, it appears.
Hi, John and Luann. Yes, it is. I know it's a little different for you guys there with the floods and the hurricanes, and here we are facing wildfires, and we also have earthquakes.
那原本以为要到保险公司，结果就被带来了一间价值160万美金的豪宅参观。简单来说，就是这间房子的屋主想要把房子卖掉，但因为这间房子被归类在所谓的高风险火灾区，导致保险公司不愿意帮这个区域的房子保火灾险。同时，在美国如果没有保险，你就没办法跟银行申请贷款，所以屋主房子卖不出去，但又不知道该怎么办。于是我朋友，也就是身为记者的 Sunny 就来报道这件事情，希望能为这类的事情带来更多大众的意识。
So then we're going to, this is Walter by the way, excuse me. Then we will talk about, do you guys pay home insurance?
Yeah, I pay homeowners insurance.
Okay, can we talk about how it has increased and how you guys have been affected, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Because then we have the expert and then we do character.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Congratulations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see you first.
Sonny, are you a producer or what's your title?
I'm a reporter.
Reporter.
But I'm a multimedia reporter, so I do it all. I shoot, I track, I edit. How do you count to 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Alright, and then you're just gonna look at me right here.
Cool.
Can you tell me your name and your position?
Dom Mora, licensed real estate agent.
And let's talk about home insurance and wildfire. So can you tell us like where we are and first tell us where we are and why we're here basically.
So we're in Coyote Hills in Fullerton, which is in Orange County, California, Southern California. We're here because this home is on the market and it is in a high fire zone.
And what does that mean to be in a high fire zone?
It means that the likelihood of fire hitting your house is higher than it would be in a normal place.
So in the last year or two, can we talk about how many companies are left insurance-wise and why they are leaving?
So companies have been leaving Southern California at a pretty good pace. There's only one or two depending on kind of what county in Southern California you're in. So because of that, prices of home insurance, and especially the fire part of home insurance, are a lot higher.
Can you kind of explain to me, so I guess if you're in an area and they're like, oh, this place is going to be a big wildfire risk in the future, they couldn't change their prices on it, they can only base their prices on what's happened?
First of all, their prices are based on market rate, but the market obviously changed because there's just less companies here. So because of that, rates have gone up, and because they see a higher potential fire risk, so therefore the prices are going to go up anyway, but when there's no one there to counterbalance that, then they can basically just charge whatever they see fit.
And how does that affect homeowners as well as the housing market?
It affects the housing market because if you have a loan for a home, you need fire insurance to get your loan approved and buy your new home. So that's something that affects it. And then it doesn't affect the market as much, it just affects your ability to buy the home within the market because you need that home insurance to buy your next home.
And do you know if people are going without home insurance now because it's so expensive?
The only way to do that in terms of buying a new home is to pay with cash, and not everyone has the kind of cash, especially in this area, to do so. So again, like if you need a loan, you need to get insurance. There's just no other way around that.
Then can we talk about the FAIR Act? Well, not the FAIR Act, the FAIR Plan. Can you kind of tell me what that is?
Yeah, so the FAIR Plan is something in LA County, especially in those fire zones, the Malibus, anything by the Los Angeles National Forest. That's something that they've been providing a lot of plans for a lot of people. That plan has got up significantly. The premium has gone up 4 times what it was, and they tried to figure out a way to lower it, like remove trees around the building and stuff like that, and it just didn't matter.
No? Okay, so is there a solution to this issue at all?
No, because fire zones are regulated by the government. So once they regulate your area a fire zone, then that's just what it is based on wildlife around it. So if you're in a fire zone, you're in a fire zone. There's really no way around that. I guess the only way to change that would be to move into a lesser at-risk fire area, which obviously exists. But if you want to live somewhere in a fire zone, there's just nothing you can do. Another reason home insurance prices have gone up is because in the last couple of years there have been a lot of losses for them, especially in Northern California. So because they've been giving away so much money, they have to get their money back somehow. And so the way to do that is to up the premiums, get the prices a little bit higher, and get their money back. And because it is statewide, it affects us, even though we might not have had the losses that other places have had, we still get to see the higher premiums.
So it doesn't matter exactly where you are, it's just what's surrounding you?
As important is what's surrounding you is, does it have the ability to be burned? As opposed to, like, you might have a hillside right next to you, and if it's capable of being burned, then you're in a higher fire zone than someone else. There's actually 3 companies that are still in California writing policies. They're just limited in the policies they can write, and they would be limited in the idea of where is your house relative to other fire areas. If your house is in a high fire zone, it's probably not going to write for you. If you're in a non-fire zone, they probably will.
So there are companies still staying in California that just aren't writing new policies, and then are there also that they won't renew people's home insurance too?
So they're limited in the way they can write the policies. That doesn't mean they're not writing or will. That just means that they're going to take a very hard look at your property before they write. They would, again, if you're already an existing customer, they would probably renew. But again, that depends on, fire zones change because things happen, as you know. Maybe they would renew it if you went from a fire zone to a non-fire zone, if other buildings were built between, wildlife and your home, something like that. Or if you were, in a non-fire zone altogether. But maybe they wouldn't if there was a fire near your house recently and now they deem it as a higher fire zone risk, so they wouldn't write. Okay.
Thank you so much. Let's get Chris.
My name is Chris Sidlow and I'm a homeowner.
And let's talk about your home insurance and premiums. How have they changed in the last couple of years?
To be honest, in the last couple of years, they went up slightly. We started having the drought and we started having a little bit more forest fire, which you don't really think of that when you think of California, but yeah, it's a thing. And after last year's occurrence and the fires that got so close to some of the homes in Orange County, it's been insane. It's literally increased my premiums by double. And then for homeowners, that's like, doubling a part of your payment, and it's unexpected and there's nothing you can do about it, which is really, really hard. So it's just putting a strain on, my life, my family's life, and our income.
And so when you buy a home, because I've never done that, when you buy a home and you're setting these policies for home insurance, are there certain agreements with climate or anything in there? Like if you live in a certain area that's more risky for flooding or fires and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. When you buy a home, or when I bought a home, if they're a good agent, they're gonna talk to you about what's called a hazard disclosure, natural hazard disclosure. Like if you live in an earthquake area near a fault, you should be told. If you live near a flood zone, you should be told. And if you live in a high-risk fire area, you should be told. I never considered this part of Fullerton a big fire hazard area, but here we are. So yeah, I mean we're dealing. Yeah, it'd be nice for a way them to come down.
And does that play into any factor for selling one of your homes in the wildfire area?
You know, it's funny, to the plain consumer, I feel like nobody knows. If I meet someone that's in insurance, they always run the address before they even bother like taking it seriously, but from what I've been told, and so they stay away because they already know. But like, I originally wanted to move closer to the hills. I wanted to live in like Silverado Canyon area, and their homes are inexpensive. The home insurance is almost more than the payment, so it just doesn't make sense. Depending on if you want to live in those areas, it's kind of harder now because the unexpected cost.
So do you think that hinders people from entering the housing market if they haven't already, or going into buying a new house?
I think it hinders where they buy. Like, I don't think this would stop somebody from like buying in like, let's call it like downtown area or like, by the beach per se. But yeah, absolutely. If you want to live remote, or you want to live like, have some space, you want some land, or you just don't want to be on top of your neighbors, like, yeah, it has an extra premium now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Can you show us around the house? And I'm going to have you mic'd up and you'll just kind of for footage.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So, I mean, I love the house. Some of the things that I really, really wanted to take into consideration when we did the remodel was huge fan of smooth stucco. It makes it pop, right? Yeah. You have the floating mantle, which was a huge part of our design. Before it was red brick, right? It was old, traditional, and we just wanted it to get this modern look. We went with the floors that gave it the color that's kind of modern and new, but it's extremely durable. Then we went with the straight base, kind of cap it off, and just the way it blends together, it almost gives it like a modern, but a little bit of a Southwest look to it. And then we come through here, main floor bedroom, always a must. I know that when I have family over, they want to stay away from us, the kids want to stay away from them, so it's cool. And we've realized a lot more families are getting bigger, and like in-laws are living with each other, which is awesome. This was something we wanted to make sure was done. Love the big windows. These are some original aspects that like one of my favorite things about the house. All the other windows were replaced, but we wanted to keep this new and original just because it's hard to find that look. And then the same with the ones in the front.
When did you get this house?
We picked this house up about 9 months ago, and so we've been working on it ever since, and then it's been on the market a little over 4 months. There's not a ton of neighborhoods where you're gonna be able to get a home this size at this price. And so we just knew, they're priced right now at 1.6. So this was cool. We wanted to have like a second living room going on, just somewhere the kids can hang out and be separate of the parents, or vice versa. If the kids are downstairs going crazy, the parents can be up here. So we'll go through here. I'll take you to the bathroom. So we wanted to make sure that we did the countertops. We wanted to make sure we had the lit mirrors, all the little things that like you would want when you're getting ready to market. Because like, let's be honest, that's where we all find our motivation, I think. Full floor to ceiling tile was the best thing we could have done. They have the same color accents as the sinks and the mirrors and the full free black bathtub. I'm really happy how it turned out. And then funny enough, if you want, you can set up a speaker. It has a speaker and you can run your music in the morning if that's your thing.
The Bluetooth?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
I know they thought ahead on that one, right? You can fit a king size bed. I guess you could go bigger if that's your thing. But like I said, we've made the master with the woman in mind. Like, is it too big? Maybe, but it depends on who you're talking to. I mean, for the right buyer, like, let's be honest, there's people that have this many clothes, if not more. And so the idea is like, you get ready with your girlfriends, they can all sit around, you have a mini fridge with your champagne, you're dialed in, like, this is what we wanted to create, like somewhere where you wanted to spend time and get ready before you just go out the door. Somewhere where like you know what the day has because you're ready for it. like you're ready to go.
So, since the story's on wildfire as well, what made you pick this area when you were talking earlier how you could decide like where to avoid?
I picked this area because values are good, schools are good. To be honest, are we gonna pay an insurance premium? Maybe like if we were in North Tustin or Santa Ana, proper, like against the hills. No, like ours has gone up, absolutely. Have we seen what some of the actual fire areas are or that actually got hit by the fires last year?
Since I don't own a home, but I've almost got hit by the Woolsey fires.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, my neighbors' homes were all taken down. So after they're burned, then their premiums go even higher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're in a neighborhood where your home's caught fire, you better believe that the insurance company's like, guess what? We're dropping you or reassessing you. 100%. These insurance premiums are not long-term contracts. They're yearly.
No. So people could be like, we don't want to renew you next year, you got to go find a new company.
100%.
And then what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. Haven't been there yet.
But so how do you feel as a homeowner when all these companies are leaving? What if your company were to leave your personal home insurance company, just in case someone asks while you...
If my homeowner's insurance was to drop me while I owned a home, to be completely honest, I would be frazzled and probably spend the time trying to find a new insurance carrier. And not gonna lie, the idea would cross my mind of maybe it's time I leave, maybe it's time I sell, which really sucks because you don't want to sell because you don't have homeowner's insurance. But you also don't want to live in a house where you're constantly in fear either. Like that just doesn't make sense.
What are the consequences for not having home insurance?
Your mortgage company will drop you. Your mortgage company can drop you.
I've read people are going without home insurance because it's so high.
Yeah, but if your bank finds out that you don't have homeowner's insurance and your home burns down, the bank loses their money. So it's a funny thing.
What's your favorite part of this house?
My favorite part of the house would definitely be the master bedroom, but also the living room that we originally started in. It's perfect for entertainment. Like, you can have space. I feel like a lot of the new modern homes are just one big open room, which is great, but realistically, like, sometimes you want some separation.
Perfect. Okay. Tell me about how home insurance works. It's not in the building, but it's in the dirt.
Okay, so the value of home insurance is in the dirt below the structure itself because that is not replaceable. The structure itself is replaceable. So therefore, your home insurance policy is only going to be about 50 to 60% of what your home is actually worth because that's what the dirt below your home is worth, or land below your home is worth.
If your house got burned down,
fire insurance is about
nothing happened
being able
to the
to rebuild
dirt.
the home on top of the land.
Oh, wait, actually, yeah. So if your house burns down, the dirt's fine.
Yeah, you're still in the dirt.
So home insurance, like why these companies are leaving, because they don't want to replace it?
It's because things have been burned down and they don't want to pay for you to rebuild your home.
Why?
Yeah, insurance company makes money because they know you need it and therefore you're going to pay into their bank every month for something that may or may not happen.
Oh my god, so it's
just
everything
like health
is at
insurance.
risk. Yeah.
It's just like if you have cancer, they're like, we're really not going to give you all the money for the chemo, like good luck. And
like, so you're paying into a home insurance based on everything combined and they're repaying you at a 50% value because they're only paying you to refill or rebuild the structure.
So now because the supply is low and the demand is high.
That's the way to explain it.
好，我们现在回到车上。That was so cool. I feel like this is kind of interesting because like I was there like out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like if I understand the whole thing, then my audience is gonna understand the whole thing. Someone's selling the house for like 1.6 million or something.
Yes.
Not a lot of people will just pay for cash for the house, right?
I mean,
so
if
pretty
you
much
have
everyone,
$1 million in cash, then by all
pretty
means.
much everyone needs the mortgage.
Yep.
在 fire area 里面的房子，这个保险金就会很贵，所以就会导致一个就是 supply 跟 demand 的一个 unbalance。
Yes.
是这么说没错吧？
Especially because like the home insurance companies, they're now pulling out of the state because the risk is too much. You know, and the same thing in Florida, but they're flood because of the hurricanes. In California, it's with the fire, and so now companies are leaving.
So it's kind of like the price is out to them.
Yeah, they can set the prices, and it's really unfortunate, you know, for homeowners. It's a yearly contract that you have to resign.
对，他们刚刚讲到这个也很有趣，就是 可能你现在买这个房子好了，它现在不是在这个 fire area， 但是有可能2年后它就变成在这个 fire area 里面了。那可能它变了之后啊，你的这个 house insurance 的这个 contract 是每年都要 update 的。然后他们可能就会让你可能因为你的房子变成一个 high risk 的情况的关系 ，so you are gonna pay like a lot more for your house insurance.
And some areas I've read in like different like reports that they don't insure you again. Some are literally like, oh, nope, you're in that area, no, thank you.
Then what happened if you are not like getting the insurance and then?
Well, you need it, right? So what Dom was saying earlier was there is something in LA called the FAIR plan, and it's a kind of a backup from my understanding. I got to look into it more, but from my understanding, that's what home insurance people have to turn to when their companies say goodbye. And then then you have to decide you want to sell because what can you afford at this point? What was most interesting to me is no matter how many bushes they cut or how they try to avoid the fire or even with more rain this year, it doesn't really change.
So if you're in the area, you're in the area.
You're in the area. That's what he was saying, right? Yeah. He said one of the people tried to just cut down the trees to limit the brush and the fire risk. They said nope. And I was like, oh.
That's interesting.
That's so sad
I still got like one question though. So 你是记者 right? 你今天出现在这个地方 But is it like the homeowner asked you here or like the expert?
I reach out to the realtor.
Oh, you are the one who reached out?
Yes, I reached out. Sometimes like 当记者 you can go ask people if they want to talk to you.
It's kind of like you find something that you are interested in and then you just go.
所以讲故事 the most important part is finding a character because you want to find someone.
Yeah, I catch that too because you were like you need like a character and the expert to support the story, right?
You want someone when you like watch TV or you watch social media. You want someone you can relate to because not all of us are realtors, not all of us are professionals, and when you kind of talk to them or you watch them, you want to listen like, oh, they are going through what I'm going through or something that someone else I know is going through. So therefore, I can relate to them. I will stay tuned and listen to the story.